Let's start with the president. He was in Wisconsin on Labor Day. I'm going to ask you to explain why in a minute, because the president's #1 priority is protecting the Democratic majority in the Senate. Well, there's no Senate race in Wisconsin, but listen to the president's message. He's talking about how the Republicans in Congress oppose just about everything he wants, and then this.
Most of the policies I'm talking about have two things in common. They're going to help more working families get ahead, and the Republicans who run our Congress oppose almost all of them. Don't boo, vote.
Julie Pace, don't boo, vote. You write about what I'm going to call the Obamacratic oath, do no harm. Is that why he's not in a state with a big Senate race?
Absolutely. I mean, the Senate is his top priority, but he's just not very popular in these states where you have tough Senate races, places like Louisiana, Arkansas, North Carolina. So what the White House is doing during this election season is looking at places where he can go. And those happen to be states that he won in both of his presidential bids and where they have tough gubernatorial races. Right. Florida, Wisconsin, one of them, Michigan. Right. So you're going to see him pitching his message in those states, hoping it may resonate with Democrats back in some of these Senate races, which are really tough.
And keep in mind, John, for his legacy in the long term, his biggest accomplishment is the Affordable Care Act. And those governor's races could decide whether or not the Medicaid expansion piece of that law takes place. So in some ways, those governor's races are as important as the Senate for the last 2 years of his term.
Help me understand this one. Scott Walker is the Republican governor. This is a 50-50 governor's race. It is one of the best governor's races in the country in a state that can be a really tough state. Democrats tend to win it for president, but in governor's races are close. So Scott Walker shows up on the tarmac. And remember, he's the Republican. Democrats don't like him. He's had a fight with labor unions, but he shows up, and he's done this before. I actually like this, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. This is the president. Any president comes to your state, I think you should respect the office and go shake his hand. Scott Walker does it, Julie, but Mary Burke, the Democratic candidate for governor, does not show up in public. She did, though, say she had a private meeting with the president. She tweeted about that. Well, is that being too cute here? What's the point?
Some of these Democrats are kind of twisting themselves all up in knots trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. Do you appear with him? Do you not? She tried to split the difference. She didn't appear with him in front of cameras, but she did have a private meeting with him. You know, I'm with you on this. I think that things like what Scott Walker did is always the best approach. Just have the moment and move on. Don't create a lot of drama around it.
But what does Mary Burke gain by saying, I'm with the president, I'm going to see him later in the campaign, but I won't find 5 minutes to be with him today or show up at that labor rally?
Well, and if you look at the polling, what is so key for Mary Burke, John, Wisconsin, is that she turns out Democratic voters in that state who typically only show up in presidential years. In that sense, she needs President Obama. And a picture of her with President Obama in Milwaukee is going to do her a lot of good politically. Now, of course, Walker would use that against her outstate, but she really needs Democrats to come out. So to me, for her, there's something to be gained there.
That's one of the biggest things to watch from here on out in the final 2 months. Where does the president go? Who hugs him? Who doesn't? How much of a liability does he become? And do some Democrats late in the campaign say, you know what, I'm going to take the risk. I need to turn out African Americans, for example. You wrote about that in the Sunday newspaper.